welcome back to Sandy Bay. So we're here for day 3. Nice beautiful morning, 5 degrees air temp with 5 degrees ground temp. Quick recap of yesterday, we got field 1, the top section, we got that finally sowed with the barley. We've got half of it spread with lime. We got field 2 ploughed and cultivated, that's now ready for seed. We've not got much else done yesterday. It took a long time because we are using obviously small equipment. A 3 metre seeder does take quite a while. So the plan for today is we're going to seed the bottom section of field 1. So if you remember, we put the driveway essentially in between the 2 sections of field 1. So that bottom section will get done with grass or field grass or horse grass, one of the 2. We may try and do as many different crop types as we can, but field 2 also needs to get sowed as well. We've still got to work out what it is we're going to put in there. The other plan is that we have to get some more lime and finish spreading the lime to increase the pH, and that will have to happen on all 3 fields. Field 1's half done, but I'm pretty sure we ran out of lime. So that's the plan for today. We may also look at moving in our sheep. So just see what we need for the sheep to come in. Sandy Bay sheep pasture, there we go. So they're going to need straw pellets as well, which we're not going to have, but we will have the water to put in there. We're going to be able to give them grass. As for everything else, we're not going to be able to do much for them just yet. But if we can get the sheep moved in, that will bring the animal storage costs down. Speaking of which, we're into a new day, so we need to come in here and we need to I keep forgetting about that delivery stuff, don't I? So we'll set that back to the shop. But anyway, our $500 plus a little bit more has gone out now for the animal storage. So that's for the cows and the sheep that we brought across from our No Man's Land survival game. So anyway, we'll run down to the field. Now at some point we are potentially going to have to run to the store and buy some more seeds. We don't need to buy any more lime because we do have the lime station on the farm. So we will just use that for the sake of ease of access. So we've got both the Dutzfar and the Valtra sitting down here ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll jump into this guy. What options do we have for grass? No, we won't put alfalfa or clover in there. I reckon we put field grass into this lower section. Alright, so we want to get rid of that stuff. So what we'll do is we'll get a headland done here. Once we've got a headland done, we will let the worker take over. Shouldn't be too big of a job. And from there we will jump into the voucher. We'll go and get the spreader filled back up with lime, and we'll get that ready to go to finish off the top of field 1, this section here, and also field 2. So we're going to need a lot more lime. So what we're potentially going to have to look into is we may look into an auger wagon or a seed tender of some sort, so as we can fill that up with lime. And use that to transport it, because that spreader empties out fairly quickly, which is to be expected for lime anyway. That stuff does disappear very quickly. Okay, now we might actually do a second lap of this headland, because we all know how workers like to trap themselves in. Oh yes, and as for today's current financial status, as of the start of this morning, the farm in total, so including all land purchased and owned, the land is currently, or the farm is currently $1,746,989 in arrears. Now, it sounds like a big number, but we do need to remember that a lot of that is in the land value itself. So we want to try and get that as close to positive numbers as we can before we start selling land at the end of the series, but it's not absolutely required. At the end of the series, we will definitely be in a better financial standing. It's just the starting point that gets us. Okay, so that thing doesn't actually raise up enough that it stops planting. That's weird. Or is that just while it's going on an angle? Anyway, we'll let the worker carry on with that. That's his first task for the day. We'll jump into the voucher. I don't think we need all the lights on. Okay, so he's going on funny angles. He's not even going to follow the rows that we've already got in there. Oh well, he'll do his thing. Hopefully he'll get it all done. If not, we'll probably have to come down and sort it out for him. So we've got to wait for the shop to be open, which I believe is 7:30, 8 o'clock. What day is it today? It's Wednesday, so it's 7:30. So the shop's actually now open. What we might look into doing, like I said, is potentially buying some sort of auger wagon to do the lime carting for us. But we'll see. we do need to look at, so we've got nothing left there at all. Fertilizer, all we've got left is seed. Okay, so where do we have to park? To get lime out of this thing. Right there. We just had to open our cover first. So yep, we'll grab some lime. It's probably going to be a lot more expensive doing it that way. 575 for 3,200 litres, whereas our pallets 400. Yeah, slightly more expensive this way, but for convenience sake, it's better for us. So we've got our seeds there. They'll have to be moved or stored a bit better. But anyway, we'll get down, we'll complete the lime for field 1, and we'll see how old mate's going with the seeding by the end of that. Alright guys, we'll see you when we get this done. Okay, so that's the top section for field 1 done. We've just dropped the spreader off down here beside the bottom section. Old mate's gonna have a little while left to go yet before we can sort of get in there. We wouldn't even get one run done up that way just because of the angle he went on. So what we're going to look into is auger wagons. I want something a little bit bigger than that. At 8,500. That's not a bad price. It is old though. So let's have a look at newer stuff. Tank to transport our liquids. And we start getting into the newer stuff that's also a lot more expensive. Although I don't know if that one does lime. Well, we do have the filled bins. A couple of them around the farm would be helpful. So, for instance, if we got a blue one for fertilizer, we could have a grey one for lime, a yellow one for crops, and potentially a green one for seeds. So we could have a few of them laying around the farm. They wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's do it. Let's grab one of them for our lime to begin with. We'll head down to the store, we'll pick that up. We'll get it back up to the lime refill station and we'll get that filled up. Don't need lights on anymore. Sun's up. It's turning into a beautiful day here on Sandy Bay. So for those of you that haven't seen too much of the map, let's go for a drive down to the shop. It really is a well done map. Get you facing the right way. And we'll get our beacon turned on. Now, we've just got to be careful. One of the neighbouring farmers. We've just got to be careful of the speed camera sections, or the speed camera zones on our way into town. So what I reckon we'll do is we'll go through town on our way to the shop, but we'll bring the filled bin back through more of the countryside We don't really want to be trying to drag that thing through the town. Not exactly sure on the size of them. So that was our first speed camera zone. Vehicles parked everywhere, plus we've got the roadworks. Get through here before any vehicles come. We've got a mechanic shop just here on the left hand side. Andy's Autos, so we can use them if we need repairs while we're floating around town. Now, the plan will be eventually to get rid of this Valtra and also the Dutz. Both of them are used. I should have really gone through the old videos for my No Man's Land and figured out how many hours this thing should have had on it. We will actually end up doing that because we'll need it for the harvester as well. That will also need to get upgraded, just because these two things should have quite a few hours on them. Okay, so if we turn right out of here, we can get back to the farm this way as well. What we need to look at is how far off the road we need to be for this filled bin if we have vehicles coming in. So we pretty much need to put the tractor just off the side of the road. Oh, he'll turn there as well, so will that cop car. So yeah, we've got the fuel station there. We are going to need fuel. We can get that back at the farm though. We've got the second speed camera section coming up just here. We've also got incoming traffic. I don't know if I can get far enough off the road for you, mate. Oh, just barely. I'll have to stay off. Get around that speed camera. So yeah, if you go any higher than 30k an hour through those sections, it will pin you. I am glad we didn't try and drag this thing through the town though. Now, we could go left there and go up through our fields, but what I reckon we'll do is we'll take this up, come in through the back way into the farm. That way we're right beside the lime station. We do have to be careful of traffic on this road though. And no, he's not on this one, he's on the road beside us. So that building you can see there that's sort of half built, there is a motorcycle cop there with a radar, and he is the third speed zone, or speed camera zone for the map. So you've got to be careful where you're driving, or how fast you're driving. But like I said, it is a beautiful, well done, well built map. Alright, so we managed to get through there without minimal traffic, so that's good. So if we come into here, very short drawbar on this thing, so it does turn rather quick. Let's see if we can get in there far enough. Yes, we are. we should be able to pull up beside it, or on the other side of the fence. Oh. And we should be able to fill that up from there. Right, so he's got that completed, apparently. So we'll jump into him. He's got that little section there that he's missed, but that's not a great deal. No, he's done well. Very happy with that. So what we need to do now is figure out what we want in field 2. So what we'll do is just shut you off quickly. We'll have a look at our calendar and what it recommends that we can plant. So we could do canola. So we've already got barley in the ground. We could do canola, sunflowers, but we don't have a planter, so we can't do that, sugar beets or potatoes. Grasses all the time. We could do alfalfa, we could do clover, we could do rye, we could do carrots, onions, and cuttable hedge, which is all the time, like the oilseed radish and the poplars. But we are going to need alfalfa and clover silage. So what we could do is potentially break this field into 2. And do alfalfa at the bottom, clover at the top. Clover on the bottom, alfalfa on the top, one of the 2. So what we'll do a quick headland plus an area where we're going to leave it blank, because we don't want to be trying to do both, or mow both crop types into one. So we'll give ourselves some space to work that out. But anyway, we will throw this into a time lapse. We'll get this done. We may also cut out a little bit in the middle. You've all seen planting. You know what's going on. And we'll see you guys when the music stops. Okay, so he's gonna actually miss a little bit there by the looks of it. He's just that little bit too wide on some sections. That's alright, we'll leave him go. He should get that done on his own now. Just drive through the hedge, mate. It's all good. It's all good. And we'll run down, we'll jump into the voucher. Oh, I've parked it all the way over the other side. I'll jump into the voucher, we'll get hooked back up again, and we'll get some lime spread, and we'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so what I've just realised with the field bins is we obviously need another tractor just doing the PTO shaft. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy a cheap old nasty tractor, just something that can run that PTO, and that is literally all it's ever going to do on the farm. So we'll get the shop to deliver it for us. Pretty sure we saw something old in their car park. Let's have a look at what they had. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, we'll reimburse this and we'll go for something slightly larger. Surely this should be able to run the PTO though. Ooh, maybe it can't. No, it doesn't look like it can. Ah. That's strange. Let's just have a look here. Oh, yep. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So we'll shut you down. You can stay there. Why are you back on? Happy days. So we'll refill that, ready to go over to field 2. Now we'll bring you guys back in once we've got that field planted. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got a change of plans here. We were going to leave this until after we had some bigger equipment, but what I've decided to do is we'll at least get a start on these fields, sort of map out the boundary, if you will. I'm going to leave quite a decent stretch from the edge. So we'll create this one. We'll also create a field in the top section of the sheep paddock. But what I've ended up doing in field 2 is we've got the worker going again, and instead of dividing that and having both clover and alfalfa in there, we won't go with that idea. We will instead potentially put the alfalfa into this field. We'll see how we go. All depends on how well this thing climbs the hill, because that's a decent hill. But anyway, we will work on this. This is not going to be a one-day job, obviously. So this will continue on throughout the next couple of days, and we'll get the alfalfa planted when we get a chance to. Old mate's going to continue seeding field 2. Hopefully that will be done by the end of today. And then we will have to get onto spreading the lime on the rest of the field as well. So we've still got a bit of work ahead of us for the day. What we might do is we might just break this into a time lapse. So we'll continue on with this for a little bit. We'll let the worker continue on with seeding field 2, and we'll see you when we get as much done as we can. Okay guys, welcome back. So I've brought you back in. As you can see, we've probably got about 75% of this field completed, but what we need to do is we really need to go and check on old mate over here doing the seeding. He should pretty well be close to done if he hasn't already. I haven't really been paying too much attention. And what we'll do from there is, if he is done, we'll drop him off of the seeder, or we'll get the seeder put away. Doesn't look like he is though. Pretty sure that's him moving around down in there. So we might take over. We'll get the seeding complete. We'll drop the seeder off. Yep, he's pretty close, so we'll take over. Let him finish here. We'll take over, we'll get the seeding complete, we'll drop this seeder off down on the bitumen, or down on the concrete that we created. No, don't drive through the hedge. And we will pick up the spreader. Where am I going? So yeah, we'll pick up the spreader, and we will finish putting the lime down as well. Not sure why I came all the way back over to this side, but what's done is done. Anyway guys, we'll continue on. We'll throw this into a time lapse. It'll be the last time lapse for the episode. Once we've got the lime spreading done, we'll call it an episode there. It's already, 6 o'clock at night. We will work off camera to get the last chunk of that new paddock done, and that will be ready for soil sampling and cultivation in tomorrow's in-game day. Okay, so welcome back guys. That's gonna complete the line spreading for today. So what we'll do is we'll get this filled back up. May as well just cut through the hedge there, pretend it doesn't exist. We'll get this filled back up and we will go and place it above the field that we're starting to create now, or almost finished creating. And what we'll do then is we will end the episode there. We'll continue on off camera, get that field finished. We'll get the seed drill pulled across there as well, and we will wait until tomorrow when we can sample the field, do the soil sampling and cultivate it. Hopefully then we can plant as well. Rightio guys, thanks for joining in. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for any future notifications of upcoming videos or series. And I hope to see you again for the next episode. Bye guys.